Hi, I decided to do this video to answer this question in Reddit. Should Microsoft learn something from macOS Mojave Dark Theme implementation? Um, and why I decided to do this video is because yesterday, well, I installed Mojave 3 days ago, like millions of people, never used it before. I saw the WWDC and, kind of the everything about Mojave, etc., but never used it. And yesterday I found something that I think is worth of note, and it particularly kind of goes directly to on the subject of this question. So, no further ado, let me just show you what I found. I'm opening an application, a third-party application, not done by Apple. Um, And this third-party application already supports the dark mode in Mojave. For instance, let me just show you. If I go to Preferences, this is a third-party application. If I go to Preferences and if I change from, the application changes accordingly. And we'll go and get back to that in a moment. So here we have a dark gray, a bit more to the warm kind of stuff, a bit warmish, that dark gray, kind of going fluently with the desert kind of warm colors here. And if I move this application to another space with a different background, what you'll notice how the color of the application. It kind of goes from a warm gray to a more kind of bluish gray, kind of a colder gray, again fluently going along with the environment. In this case, the wallpaper is blue. If I change it to another space where it's kind of greenish, notice how again the tonality and the luminosity of the application changed a bit. It's still dark, but it's not really the same dark as before. And if we change to another one, and notice again, kind of it becomes a bit lighter, and again going with the theme, with the wallpaper in the environment here. So again, gray a bit warmish. So the point is that the tonality and the luminosity of the window changes according to its environment. And so this is no simple dark mode. This is not just where it is white with black, or kind of close to black, or it is when it is black, put it to white. No, 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 no. It's not like inversion of colors. This is actually dynamic, um, dynamic coloring based on the analysis of the image and the luminosity of the environment. You know what I mean? And this is not simple stuff to do, and this is quite surprising for me. So if you go to Windows, let me show you in Windows, right? In Windows, let's open Settings. I have dark mode set in my Windows 10. As you can see, it's black, right? If I changed, the background to blue, right? It doesn't change anything. Basically, change this color here, the border, but the black is still black. If I change it to red, the red, kind of goes reddish, but kind of the accent changes, but it's still black. And actually, this is kind of blue. I don't know why these remain blue. Oh, now it changes to red. So as you can see, another thing, right? So another thing is that if I open the File Explorer, okay, look, now it's gray, and not according to the tonality. For example, let's go and change again this to blue, right? And it's still gray and black. So, um, and another thing is that the File Explorer doesn't follow the coloring of the global setting I'm putting here. Let's change colors here. Let's put these in the light mode. There you go. It didn't change anything. And dark, it didn't change anything. Uh, not unlike what you find in Mac OS, the Finder, which is the File Explorer on Mac OS, follows the setting preferences. And preferences, general, let's put light, right? Look, it changed, right? Change to light, let's put dark, and everything changes. Unlike here, uh, let's put light, dark, nothing changes in this window, and this is the File Explorer. Now, okay, this is Win32 Windows. Okay, let's go to Edge, right? Edge is the same thing, right? If I go to light, edge doesn't change at all. If I want a dark edge, I need to go to settings and put it dark. So this in terms of consistency of operation, again, macOS is way forward. I haven't found in macOS any bit of system in terms of graphical user interface that doesn't follow the dark mode setting, the dark or the light setting. It's spread all over the place, as it should, and here it's kind of spread only in certain places. Another thing that I found quite surprising is that the moment the Mojave was launched, a lot of applications were updated. Applications that I use actually, for example, Tower. I use Tower for Git and to do my Git stuff, and Tower was updated, and so was Tower. Most of them. The only ones that weren't updated actually were Visual Studio Code, which I use and I love, and Chrome. Everything else that I use for development purposes was updated to the dark mode, to support the dark mode. This is clearly in contrast with Windows, where, for instance, this application that has been here for ages, the Drawboard PDF, it doesn't support the dark mode, or it doesn't support the dark mode and light mode. It's always doing its own thing. Look at, I'm here changing, and it's still there. So, okay, to wrap this one up, okay, just to wrap this one up, here's what I have to say about this. Microsoft, okay, starting with Apple first. Apple, when you saw the WWDC, Apple style, okay, dark mode in macOS is gorgeous, as this. We saw the pictures, looked really nice. But what I found systematically is that the reality in reality is always a bit kind of better than actually in the pictures with Apple. You know, in my experience, it's not fluff. It's actually better in reality, as you could see here, than we saw in the picture. I was expecting a very simple dark mode like everyone else. No, this is really complex stuff. And you know, with Apple, it's not known as a humble company, not at all. But in technical terms, when it comes to technical part, I think they are. They present the stuff for the consumer or the customer in the way that, you know, the consumer can understand it. But from a technical perspective, there's a lot they have done. It's way beyond what other people have done. Sometimes, you know what I mean. And this goes quite a lot in contrast with what I find in Microsoft, is that Microsoft has been pitching and doing tech marketing around the Fluent design for quite a while that I came to this page. I don't know anymore what actually this is. Kind of inclusive design and blah blah. It's kind of they start showing this, and in reality they start by showing this, and the reality is totally different from this. You know, it's totally different from this as I've shown here. You know, um, it's totally different. The reality is this, and this is the calculator. Sorry, where's the calc? This is the calculator, and the reality is this. It's not at all anything close to this, and with shadows and lighting and gradients. No, 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 no. It's just this, right? And I'm not saying that it doesn't look good, but it looks kind of a bit crude and unfinished, in my opinion. So I find this extremely frustrating, especially for someone that spent in the Surface Pro over €1,000. And Microsoft, as a software company, is known by being excelling in software, and I'm sure they are, but I don't think they have the same kind of dedication to whatever they say. You know what I mean? Like if you say this is how it will be, if you show it, the vision is this, you better deliver it because and don't drag your customers is in hundreds of updates where we just did a bit here, a bit there, and it's like I'm a customer. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want. The only thing I know is what I can see. You know. That's what matters for me. It's what I can see. That's what I paid for. That's why you got my money. It's not because you can do cool things. No, it's because you actually deliver. You talk cool and you deliver cool, and that's what I want. So sorry for this rant. It just came a bit like around here and probably overblown. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating as a Windows user. Bye bye.